In today's video, we're going to be getting rid of this doorway and turning this pass-through window into a full doorway. Now for this project, our goal is really to open up the space. When you walk in the front door of the house, you enter this room that we're in, which is the living room, and it's a pretty small living room. And I really think by opening up this pass-through window into a doorway, it's going to open up both rooms together, and you're actually going to be able to see the fireplace that's located in that room, and it's really going to bring both areas together. All right, before we do anything with this doorway, we need to go ahead and demo out this pass-through window. That way we have access to the other room. Because if we go ahead and close up this wall, there's going to be no way to get through to the other side to work. So let's go ahead and demo this window. Now the only other issue we're going to have with this project is there is an outlet right here on this side, and about right here there's another outlet on the other side. I would highly recommend getting an electrician to take care of that for you. They can either cap off those outlets or they can move them for you. What we're going to do is have the electrical moved into this area. When we put new framing and drywall, we're going to put an outlet here and then on the other side of the wall. That way the customer still has the same amount of outlets in each room. Now we need to remove all of our window trim and our casing except for on the top. We can actually leave this casing and the window trim itself because we're going to reuse it in our doorway application. I'm going to start by taking my razor knife and scoring all of the edges of the trim before I start prying it off. That's going to allow this stuff to break free from any paint or caulking or sealant that's left over, and we can save these pieces if we need them in the future. I like to keep as much as I can for future projects, but if you don't care about any of that, go ahead and just score your lines across the area that you're keeping and go ahead and pry everything off. Now, I will say on the outside edges, it is nice to score when you can because it keeps from breaking any of the drywall and peeling any of the paint. That way you don't have to do much paint touch-up when you redo the doorway. As you can see here, I am running my razor knife along the edges to break any sealant or paint. That way when I pry off, I don't mess up any of the drywall or any paint. That should allow all this to break free nice and easy. At least that's the hope. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side before we start prying any trim off. Now it's totally okay to take your time when you're doing this, and honestly I recommend it. There's no need to rush because the goal here is we're trying to save as much of this drywall and not have to do a bunch of extra work. So if you take your time and score all of your trim before you use your pry bar and hammer, you're going to do a much better job of saving all this from future damage. Now, if you don't fully understand what I did and how I was able to save this stuff and take it off carefully, I do have another video that I'll link down in the description that explains how to remove trim without damaging it. But let's go ahead and get started taking this trim off. Now, in my opinion, I find it easier to pry against the wood door frame instead of on the drywall. It also ensures that you're not going to put any divots in the drywall that you are going to have to repair later. So once you get a little bit of a crack on this side of the door frame that's made out of wood, you should be able to put your pry bar in there and mainly pry off of this and save your drywall. Just slowly work your way down the trim, each piece, be careful, and then you'll have everything off in no time. If you do notice while you're prying on your trim, like I did here, that the drywall and paint is starting to pull away from the wall a little bit, it's totally okay to get your razor knife back out and make sure you're scored all the way through. I don't think my razor blade was very sharp and didn't go very deep into this trim. Now, unfortunately, after looking at this, it isn't going to be quite as easy as I was hoping. It looks like whoever built this actually did not frame it out like a window, so I am going to have to do some framing, put a header in here, and do it properly. So let's go ahead and get the rest of this frame out, and we'll go from there. All right, now real quick, let me just show you one of my biggest pet peeves of construction. So if we go in here, we can see where whoever did this before decided to throw all of their trash pieces of drywall Isn't that so nice? I get to clean up for them. Yay! So what I'm gonna try and do is pull this entire piece out as much as I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off this piece of baseboard on the bottom and the baseboard on the other, and then go ahead and score down the drywall with a pencil and then cut it out with a handsaw. And I should be able to move this entire wall as one, unless they put a bottom plate in, which I can't really tell until we get down there. But I may just need to take my Sawzall and cut that 2x4 out. But I want to try and remove this as one piece so it's easy to remove as well as easy to throw away. Now that we have the space completely opened up, it's time to install some 2x4 framing. So for this framing, what we're going to do is we're going to install a 2x4 header across and then some 2x4 jack studs. All we have to do is measure across this way and get our length, and then measure our height for our jack studs and cut the 2x4s and install them properly. One thing that we're going to run into is we are going to have to trim off each one of these 2x4s that are sticking through from the old framing. We're going to have to cut 1.5 inches off of each one to make enough room for our new 2x4 header to go inside. All right, now that we had our electrical moved, we've got our little space framed in, now we can cut our drywall and install it and do a little mudding and taping. You know, honestly, the worst part of all this is pulling all the nails out of the old trim. It is nice to just start off with new lumber, new trim, all that good stuff. But when you're trying to save a few bucks, trying to save the customer some money, it's good to just reuse your old materials. But boy, there's a lot of nails, especially the house is built like pre-90s. A lot of it's like hand driven, so it's these big old fat nails. The cool thing is, a lot of this trim is going to already be cut to the right angle, going to be cut to the right size, so in the time it takes me to pull these nails, probably going to be just about the same amount of time as it'd be to cut. And also, these are painted already, so technically they're primed because we're going to repaint everything when we're finished, but you know, you kind of decide what you want to spend your time on and what you want to spend your money on. Now that we got all the drywall mud on, we're gonna wait probably 12 hours, let this dry out nice and hard, and then we're gonna sand it smooth, do another coat, wait for it to dry, sand it smooth again, then we're gonna prime and paint everything. Well, that is going to be about it for this home repair project. I've just got a couple pieces of baseboard trim to put up and some final painting and caulking, and we will be all finished. I really do hope this video showed you how simple it can be to close up a tiny doorway and turn a pass-through window into a full large doorway. I really like the way this turned out. It really opened up this whole entire space and really changed the feel of this house altogether. If you do end up having any questions about this project, please let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer to help you out. Otherwise, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.